Twist of Fate Thursday the 5th of August 2021 update on Z World. Starts with Ranbir telling Prachi that he wants her in his life permanently and wants her to light the diya on this Diwali as a bahu. Shahana calls her. Prachi says she has to end the call. Ranbir says I have to capture your pic in my eyes and says I am making your pics folder in my heart. Prachi says Happy Dussehra and ends the call. Ranbir thinks he has to talk to dad and make him understand that he wants to marry Prachi only. Pallavi comes there and hugs him. She says Happy Dussehra and apologizes to slapping him. She tells that she couldn't sleep at night. Ranbir says it's okay, I swear that I didn't want to hurt you and says sorry. Pallavi says I can't see you like this and says I will do what you likes. Ranbir says I can do anything for you. Pallavi thinks he will choose her when the time comes to choose between Prachi and her. BG calls her and she goes. Ranbir thinks Pallavi has agreed for Prachi and his alliance as she loves him a lot. Sarita Bayan comes to Pragya and asks if the coffee is made. Pragya says yes and says even he likes it. Sarita Bayan goes. Pragya reminisces Abhi and their argument. She thinks she will hug him without any bitterness if he calls her, she don't want anything incomplete. BG asks Vikram if Adrak is in the tea. Vikram says yes. He shows the engagement ring. Pallavi comes there and tells that she had gone to give meet Ranbir to wish him Happy Dussehra. Vikram says she must have gone to convince him. Pallavi says she had went to patch up with him and to tell him sorry. She says she went to make him understand so that he don't refuse her decision. BG says Prachi might accuse Ranbir like Maya. Pallavi says she won't let Prachi's black magic work on Ranbir or anyone in the house. She tells that Prachi and Ranbir are not made for each other, I will fix this in her mind. She says she will call her here. Vikram says don't call her and insult her. Pallavi says she is getting Riya and Ranbir's engagement done today as the latter couldn't refuse on Dussehra and Prachi's chapter will be over. Vikram says Ranbir will feel bad. Pallavi says let it be, but he will understand that this is right. Vikram says we shall not keep engagement today. BG says it is right. Pallavi tells that she is doing what she shall do. She wants to expose Prachi in front of everyone and that's why calling Prachi and Sarita Bayan for catering, so that this engagement happens even in front of her mother, her chapter will be over. Vikram asks her to think again. Pallavi says she has already thought just needs to do. She calls Prachi and asks her to come to their house right now. Prachi gets tensed. Sarita Bayan scolds a guy for not been able to bring workers for the catering. She tells that she has to cancel the order. Pragya tells that they all will come with her. Sarita Bayan asks if you will work on festival. Pragya says yes. Sarita Bayan says you are my daughter. She asks the guy to bring some of the available workers. She then tells Pragya that the order is for Pallavi's party as her manager called her at the last moment. She thinks Abhi might be there too. She hopes that he was not at home today. Abhi sits in the car and thinks he wanted her to call him and hug him. He says when that car was coming towards you, it was like my life is taken away. He thinks to check Alia's car. Just then Riya comes there and tells Abhi that Pallavi and Dita have planned something and asks him not to go anywhere. Abhi promises her. Alia comes there and asks what is the surprise. Riya gets Dimpy's call and says she will tell later. Abhi stops Alia and asks if you had gone somewhere yesterday. Alia thinks to tell him. Abhi checks her car. Alia tells that she got it painted and it came yesterday morning. Abhi believes her and leaves in his car. Alia thinks it is good that she got it painted in the night itself. Ranbir asks Vikram if I can come with you. Pallavi stops him from talking to him and tells that she wants to see him smiling all day. She gives him clothes. Dita says your mother thinks that you look like Ram and that's why she gave you these clothes. Dita says I will give you Krishna's clothes. Vikram says I will give you jeans and t-shirt. Pallavi asks him to wear clothes fast. Ranbir says why shall I wear these clothes? They all laugh. Dita holds the arrow and bow. Pallavi tells that evil will lose today and then we will celebrate Dussehra. Vikram tells that whoever is taking part today will get gifts. Pallavi tells that she has planned surprise for him and tells that once in a lifetime kind of gift. Prachi comes there. Ranbir gets happy and thinks Mummy and Papa planned this surprise for him. Pallavi gets upset seeing her and says you have come, good. She asks Ranbir to go and get ready and gives the clothes. Dita gives him bow and arrow. Ranbir is happy and goes to his room. Prachi wishes them Happy Dussehra, but nobody tells her anything. Prachi asks did I do any mistake? Vikram says no, we did a mistake. Prachi asking the Kolis if she has done any mistake. Vikram says you haven't done any mistake. We have done a mistake. Ranbir goes to his room, thinks of his love confession and smiles. He picks his guitar while the song Subhanallah plays. Ranbir thinks of Prachi and his first meet. He thinks he couldn't believe that his family has agreed, and thinks Pallavi meant Prachi. Bikram tells Pallavi that he is going to his room and goes. The servant comes there and is about to give tea to Prachi. Pallavi stops servant and tells that tea shall be given to guests and not to servant, and that she is her servant to us. Prachi is shocked. Ranbir thinks to make her Maharani and will help her in every work and even in kitchen, even though he doesn't know. He says anything can hear and can think that he is wife's puppy. He says he can be anything for her. Pallavi asks if something went in her eyes. BG says when the dreams break, it pains and hurts the eyes. Ranbir thinks his family wants his betterment. Prachi says you called me and said that there is some work. Pallavi says you work for us and you get salary for that. She says if you don't want salary then I will send you home. Prachi says no. Pallavi asks her to do the work here. She sees servant coming there. Dita collides with servant and scolds him. Pallavi angrily asks Prachi to clean the stuff from the floor. Servant comes there to clean it. Pallavi shouts and tells him that the girl will clean the floor and that she is a servant. Ranbir calls servant to clean the juice from his floor. They hear him. Dita asks Prachi to go and clean Ranbir's room and don't take crocodile tears there. Prachi is shocked at their behavior and thinks there must be some reason. She thinks to ask Ranbir, but thinks not to tell him and upset his mood on festival day. She thinks he is planning to marry me and will feel bad that they are treating me as a servant. Prachi comes to Ranbir's room. Ranbir hides from her behind the curtain. Prachi tries to clean the floor. Ranbir says Raju will do. Prachi says she does her housework and shall not trouble Raju for this. He thinks Prachi is thinking this is her home. He comes out to give her something. Prachi looks at his costume. He tells that he is playing in the religious play. She laughs aloud. He asks if she will become his Sita and swears to wear good clothes. Intia song plays. Pallavi sees them together and goes out. She calls Prachi. Prachi says she is coming. Ranbir asks her to answer and go. Pallavi calls her to kitchen. Ranbir tells that today's Ram is me and I don't have to kill anyone, as my Sita is in front of me. Prachi gets emotional and leaves from there. Ranbir looks on smilingly. Dita asks what did Prachi do now. Pallavi tells that Ranbir didn't do anything, it is just Prachi who is trapping him. I will ask him to stop dreaming about him and will fire her from her job today. Prachi thinks why did Pallavi auntie is upset with her. She thinks she didn't do anything. She collides with Ria and apologizes, asking how is she. Ria recalls seeing her pic in Pragya's house, thinks she is my elder twin sister. Prachi says sorry for not meeting her in the hospital and hopes she is feeling better. Alia comes there and sees them together. She calls Ria asking her to come and talk to her. She talks rudely to Prachi and asks her to listen to her carefully, stay away from Ria. Alia hugs Ria and takes her to the chair. Ria asks what happened, I am really worried. Alia says I love you so much, can't see you hurt. She tells that you was about to hug Prachi and tells that she shall not do such things with Prachi. She says you was looking at her as if you want something from her. She says you didn't wear this dress as you like it but because you want to show your body marks. She tells that Prachi shall not come here, if she comes home then she will snatch everything. Previously she used to plan and snatch, now she will snatch everything using her rights. She asks her to snatch everything from her whatever is hers and asks her to close all ways to Ranbir, else she will snatch your papa and Ranbir from you. Ria gets provoked by her and says you are right, this is not the time to become emotional fool, before she snatches my everything, I will snatch everything which is mine. Now that you are done reading, please don't just leave like that. Click on that red button on your right hand side to subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so that you get notified when we post a new video. And also give a like, comment and share the video to your friends who might need it.